Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's a beautiful day out and I'm out driving the Corvette. But once I get back to the house, I actually plan on doing some modifications to the exterior lighting of this vehicle. Specifically, I want to change out the reverse lights and also the front marker lights / turn signals. And also, I have 2 different fog lights that I want to play around with. Alright, so once I get back to the house, I'll go through the install process and I'll plug in each and every bulb and kind of show you guys what it looks like in the car. So if that's something that's going to interest you, stay tuned. So that's what it looks like with the factory bulbs in. This is going to be a before shot. And now I'm going to be installing the ZEVO Super Bright LED by Sylvania on the backup lamps. And we'll see how it looks. Alright, so let's take a look with the ZEVO installed on the left-hand side and the factory backup lamp still installed on the right-hand side. Alright, so as you can see that the ZEVO bulb now matches my Sylvania license plate lights. So I got the same color that I do here now matching the backup lamps. So this looks good. This is exactly the look I'm going for. So now it's time to just replace the other side and get the back end all set. These old bulbs don't fit in the new packaging, so I'm gonna have to come up with a Ziploc bag or something. But anyways, let's take a look and see what both sides look like with the ZEVO bulbs. Excellent. So in order to have full access to the fog lamp and the front turn signal, I'm going to go ahead and jack the car up and remove the front wheels. This will allow me to get full access to the back side here and to see exactly what I'm doing. Alright, so to remove the panels, you're going to need a T15 driver for these screws here. There's 5 of them. And then you're going to need a panel pop tool. So you can go ahead and pop these 3 plastic rivets here. And the same thing for up here on this flap here, which conceals access to the front turn signal / running lamps and headlights. So what you're seeing right here is the stock bulbs on both sides, unmodified. And we'll take a closer look at how the reflector looks up close. That's your stock reflector, stock amber bulb in there. So now we're going to change it out, and I'm going to start with the Sylvania incandescent first. So just the standard incandescent, but the Sylvania SilverStar. Alright, so there is a noticeable difference with the naked eye. So I'll just take the camera off the stand and I'll show you the stock bulb first. That's what it looks like. And then now, this is the Sylvania SilverStar Incandescent, which has a really nice look to it. Definitely nicer than, I would say it's definitely nicer looking than the stock incandescent. You have some blues coming out of it. You have obviously the amber, but not sure if the camera can pick that up. But you have like a rainbow effect within the lens, which is nice. I think you can capture it right there. It's not just an orange color, you have like a spectrum of colors now. Alright, so I'm just going to plug in the battery tender so I don't drain the battery. And I'm going to work through the hazards to simulate the blinkers basically on both sides. Alright, so here we have the stock. And here we have the SilverStar Incandescent. It does have a nice glow to it. I like the way it looks when the light goes off. It has like almost like a bluish tinge to it in the reflector. If you can see it there, little rainbow effect. So that looks good. I like the way that looks. You don't have the rainbow effect going on with the lens array for the stock bulb. Now we're going to switch it out to one of the LED bulbs, and let's see how that looks. So next will be the Sylvania ZEVO LEDs. Alright, so to the naked eye, the ZEVO now looks yellow in comparison to the stock bulb. So here is the ZEVO. This is the stock bulb. And the ZEVO is coming on quicker, a lot quicker. It's almost like an instant on compared to the slow onset and glow of the stock Incandescent. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it looks a lot more yellow versus orange to the naked eye. I don't know. For some reason I like the SilverStar better. Well, let me see. Let me switch them out. So one thing I noticed when you stand back away from the car is that the ZEVO LED here on the right does not give you a circular illumination. It gives you like a rectangular illumination. So basically what I'm saying is it doesn't fill the top and bottom portions like at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It doesn't look like it's a full round lens anymore, like a full round illumination on the headlight. So let me see if I can show you guys that. You only can see it when you stand back here. Yeah, the camera's not picking it up. Okay. But it looks like the top and bottom is missing, basically. And it's not even square either. It's like, it looks like it's pinched in at the center, like at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So if you can imagine like a bow tie shape, that's what it looks like. Alright, so that's enough. I'm going to go to the next Sylvania LED, which is the non-ZEVO. It's just the one that has a lot more LEDs on it. So I want to see what that looks like. So as you can see, the shape of the heatsink on this ZEVO LED interferes or interacts differently with the round or parabolic reflector in the housing itself. So you're getting a weird cutoff because of the shape of this heatsink or reflector in this particular bulb. So let's check out the other Sylvania and see how that does. Alright, right off the bat I can tell you that the non-ZEVO Sylvania LED fills up the lens better than the ZEVO does because of that weird rectangular cutoff. How it's cut off, you know, top and bottom is flat on that bulb. So on this bulb that is round, which is the non-ZEVO, it actually fills up the lens. So I'll show you this up close. So you can see totally that it fills the lens now. So it has the same quick onset or blink that your normal LEDs have. Still has the same yellow color as the ZEVO. And right here we're looking at the stock one once again. It's a very yellow color in comparison to an orange color, I would say. So this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to take a step back and see at a distance what they both look like. Alright, so I'm going to change up the configuration here. I'm going to take this stock light off because I know for sure I'm definitely going to not use the stock bulb. And I'm going to put the Sylvania SilverStar here, okay, on the left-hand side, because I know for sure the ZEVO is not going to work because of that weird pattern I have that's showing up on the lens. I don't want that. I want it to show up as a circular illumination. So I can rule that out right now that I'm not going to use the ZEVO. But now it's going to come down to either the non-ZEVO LED or the Sylvania Incandescent. Alright, so now I turn the lights off in the garage and I have the hazards going as well as the headlights on, and I'm just going to walk around and show you guys how it looks. Alright, so both look good in their own way. So over here on the right we have the non-ZEVO Sylvania LED, and on the left is a Sylvania SilverStar incandescent bulb that has that like iridescent coating on it. So I'm going to point out a couple of things. For some reason this incandescent actually looks like it fills up the lens better, and what I mean by lens is the actual lens array, the plastic piece here or glass, whichever it is, I'm not sure. So I'm not talking about the silver or aluminized portion, I'm talking about the actual lens. See how it has that pattern in there? All those like diffractive patterns. So that's what I'm talking about. When you look at it with the naked eye, it looks like this one here, which is the Sylvania SilverStar incandescent, fills it up better than the LED, because the LED, to me, when I look at it, you can see lines, and you can probably see it there in the camera too. So you see horizontal lines within the circular element of the lens. So I'm not sure exactly what that is an effect of. It's probably because the light is not being emitted from the front of the bulb, because the LEDs are mounted on the periphery. So if you're looking at it as a cylinder, it's around the cylindrical portion of that bulb, because it's the non-ZEVO LED. It was that silver bulb with the with the multiple elements on there, the multiple LEDs on there. The bulb I'm talking about, I'll show you. So it's this one right here. So this one right here is the non-ZEVO LED. So this is the one that's on the right hand side. Okay. And the one on the left is this one right here, which is the one underneath my thumb here in the package, which has the blue coating. Okay. So that's the ones I have in there right now. And I'm just going to do a walk around really quick. So the side illumination is about the same, LED or incandescent. I would actually say there's probably a little bit more on this one right here, the incandescent. LED, it's not nearly as much, I think. I think it's the other one has the edge for sure. But this one, like I said, it has the weird line pattern. I don't know if that's... It's all a personal preference thing. If that's okay with you, you know, it has like a much duller looking color to it. It's like it can actually, when I'm looking at the headlight, you guys are probably getting blasted by the glare, but I can actually see the amber through the headlight. It's like actually cutting through it. So same thing over here. I can still see the amber past the glare of the headlight. Well, you guys are getting blasted, but my eye is a little bit higher than the camera right now, so I'm picking it up a little bit differently. But I'm going to walk around and show you guys the rear tail lights, which are the eagle eye tail lights. And we got the sequential module going. It has a nice sweep motion to the outside. Alright, so you guys might be able to pick this up since the garage lights are off, and on the left hand side you can notice that that same lens looks like it has like a color to it, okay? And on the right side here there is no color, it's just a white lens. It looks just like the HID projector beam, just clear, you know, a white looking color. So it depends on what look you're going with the headlight when the car is off, okay? Because ultimately some people might not like this iridescent look on their turn signal. So let me show you up close what I'm talking about. So as you can see, there's some color because of that coating on the bulb. It has like a rainbow effect, an iridescent or mother of pearl color. Depending on what angle you hit it at, you can see all different colors in there. Okay, so you have some color coming through because of that color of the bulb, that coating on the bulb. And then on this side, you have nothing. You have just a clear lens, just like your projector beams here. So it all depends on what kind of look you're going for, I guess. I honestly could go either way. So really quick, I put in both Sylvania SilverStar incandescent bulbs, and one side is running and the other side is blinking. So this is gonna be a good test of how the overall look is. And it actually looks pretty damn good. I'm getting drawn to these SilverStar bulbs. They look so good from almost any angle. They have that fire in them. They have a really nice iridescent look, which really lights up the housing a little bit and makes... See, I don't think it's coming through on camera as good as it is with the naked eye, but it just has a certain look that it has a brilliance to it. Almost like when you look at it like a diamond ring or, you know, some kind of nice jewel. Specifically more so diamond because we're talking about a clear lens here. It has like that fire, like when it reflects light. It has that brilliance. And that's what these SilverStar have. I'm getting drawn to these things. I really am. So I'm going to put in both LED bulbs in here and do a comparison. Yeah, so you can't really see it good on camera. It's not coming up as good as it is with the naked eye. You can kind of see it there a little bit, that fire. As I pivot, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. At any angle, it has like this nice, just brilliance to it. Alright, so let me set up both LEDs and then I'll do a comparison. Alright guys, so I have both LEDs in here. I have on the right side the standard LED and on the left is the ZEVO LED. Now what I did was I just operated the blinkers with both these LEDs in, and I think it's hyper flashing, so that's not good because it's making my taillights hyper flash as well. So even though they look decent, I definitely don't want it to hyper flash, and I'm not ready to solder in a resistor to contend with the hyper flashing. So I think what I'm going to do actually is just go with the Sylvania SilverStar incandescent bulbs because I do like them. I know I just said that I might go with these LEDs, but I can't have these hyper flashing right now. And to be honest, I do like the Sylvania, the way they look, you know, especially when they're on. When they're off, they have that little iridescent coloring to them, but that's something I can get used to. I don't think it's that bad. It doesn't, you know, take away too much from the front end. It gives it some added color. It's pretty stark the way it is. It's, you know, you
pretty much have a white car and some gray and black carbon fiber pieces. So having that hint of color in the headlights might actually be okay. Alright, so I went ahead and cleaned up the Sylvania SilverStar bulbs with some acetone, and I reinstalled them in the headlight housings. I'll see how I like them over the next few weeks. I'll leave them in there for at least a month to really get a good feel. But right now I'm going to go on and continue with the fog lights now. Alright, so the HID is still warming up. We have the HID on the left hand side here, and then on the right is your Sylvania SilverStar halogen. And I'm going to wait until the HID warms up fully, which usually takes about 30 seconds or so. And now I'm going to turn on the headlights and warm those up. Alright, so now the HID on the left-hand side, which is 4300K, matches the factory headlights, factory HIDs, just right. So I'm going to show you that. Walk around, try to show you it on camera with the video, but not sure how well it's going to come through. So 4300K HID, fog light, and factory fog light. Sorry, factory headlight. So those match well. I like the intensity of the fog light. The SilverStar does well. It comes really close to that factory headlight. It just doesn't have that HID brilliance. But it's awfully close. Welcome back, guys. So we're back here a few weeks later, and I drove around with the fog lamps that I installed in the car, which were the HID 4300K bulbs, and I'm pretty happy with them. But then I got really curious, and I took a look at these PIAA Extreme White Plus bulbs, and they are basically a halogen high output lamp. So they're similar to the SilverStars. Okay, so I got really curious and I went ahead and I purchased those, and I'm going to plug them in today and see what they look like. So a quick recap on what I was using for the marker lights and the front turn signals is these bulbs here. So they're all Sylvania, and right here is the ZEVO LED. Then here is the non-ZEVO standard LED from Sylvania, and here is the SilverStar incandescent bulb from Sylvania. Okay, those are all 3157A bulbs. And just in case you wanted to see the packaging up close, that's what they look like. Alright, so now it's time to plug in the PIAA bulb and see how it compares to the SilverStar and the HID that I have in there right now. Alright, so on the left hand side you have the 4300K HID, and on the right hand side is the PIAA halogen Extreme White Plus bulb. So I can tell you right off the bat that the PIAA on the right hand side here matches the factory HIDs in this car perfectly. The color temperature is exactly the same. When you look at the fog light dead on, so even though I got 4300K HIDs, for some reason the color temperature is still a little bit too blue. It's not too bad. but when you look at both headlight and fog light at the same time, they just don't match. So I think the PIAA definitely takes the cake when it comes to color matching, and that's the one I'm going to stick with. So I'll give you guys a close-up. So on the right-hand side is the PIAA. We have the factory HID. And the HID 4300K on the left-hand side. You can't pick it up in the camera, but with the naked eye, you can still see a slight blue hue to the lamp. So it just doesn't match the factory HID, and I'm just not going to have that in my car. So I'm not even going to bother putting in the SilverStars to compare it to the PIAA, because I know for sure what it looks like, and the SilverStar does not come close to matching the factory HID. Sylvania does make SilverStar that are SilverStar Ultra, but they just don't make that bulb type for the fog light for this car. So I wasn't able to get that type of bulb. That's the bulb I really wanted to get. So I'm thinking that the SilverStar Ultra is probably something that's more comparable to the PIAA Extreme White Plus that you see here on the right-hand side. Well, guys, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please place them down below. And if you liked the video, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.